If flesh and blood were a person, would you date them? I mean, really think about it. Attractive, complex, deep, makes you feel brilliant one minute and absolutely worthless the next. Are we in a healthy relationship with this game? Or are we just addicted to the drama? Because let's be honest, flesh and blood doesn't text back, it doesn't apologize, and every time you think you figured it out, it shows up with a new mechanic and ruins your weekend. So tonight for episode 46, we're going to couples therapy because today is Valentine's Day. And you know, what better way to hang out with the people I love, like my co-host Andrew here, right here, buddy, on a special Valentine's Day Eve. We're talking about what made us fall in love with flesh and blood, what makes us want to flip the table, and what's the biggest red flag right now. Is this true love, or are we just stuck in a competitive situationship? Welcome to Tunic Counter Gamers. My name's Will.
I'm Andrew.
And before we continue on, Andrew, with this main topic, what did we learn since last week?
I learned quite a few things. I'd say this is probably like one of my most educational weeks in Flesh and Blood, honestly. Let's see. So yesterday, as of the recording of this, so 2 days ago, I guess now, whenever this comes out, I did Valentine's Day special with Saint Havoc. We recognize him as the guy named Zach from the Assassin episode. He does a lot of videos about the lore of Flesh and Blood. And like, I think there are very few people that actually understand the lore to this game more than that man.
Yep. Yeah, he loves it.
Yeah, and so like we discuss, all the heroes in Flesh and Blood and what things they may or may not know about, what experiences they may or may not have had. You can watch that if you want more details.
Link down below, fellas. All right.
So I learned a lot of interesting lore things from there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So was his also geared toward a Valentine's Day special?
Oh yeah, it was his Valentine's Day special. Yeah, he like came up with the idea for it in the middle of an armory, and I'm like, bro, you should make this your Valentine's Day special. And because I was the idiot that said that, I didn't know that was with him for it.
He reached out to me, and it was like last minute. I wanted to do it so bad because I heard the idea. I was like, dude, that is right up my alley, and it's brilliant, dude. It was such a good idea, right? And I'm legitimately waiting until I'm in my car just so I can deep dive, listen to it. Right? It's gonna be great. Man, I took KO to Armory. Well, before I continue on with that, anything else you learned this since last week, or is that the sheer amount of stuff you learned?
Like Compendium of Wraith has been really fun for like learning a lot of things. Like I've been testing out Temporal Wobble and Acilio just a lot. I've also finally like sat down and taken the time to learn how to properly use Glyph Overlay to like beat fatigue decks, because by the book is an annoying card. It makes my previous strategy not viable anymore. Well, a lot more inconsistent, we'll say. Oh, and Silver Age is just like a format that exists that I have to learn now. Like, but that's very educational. It's over and over again being like, wow.
I feel like sometimes it's even over faster than Blitz was, right?
Yeah, like the thing is about Blitz is that in Blitz, like sometimes the hero starts the game at like basically 30 because they have like all this armor, and like you can play Sync Blow and stuff in that game to like, make it to block really good. In Silver Age, sometimes your opponent plays 2 lightning presses, turn 0, and you lose.
I know I was playing with the Ning against I think he was on Briar and I was on Rhinar, and first turn just sent 10 damage. I mean, he was able to block 4 of it, and the rest of the cards were in his intimidated stack. So it's going to be, we're here for a quick time, not a long time, I guess. It's all a fun time. But all right. Well, anything else you learned since last week, Andrew?
Nothing too fancy, I guess.
So yeah, with me, I took KO to the Armory one last time. Johns Creek, so a very competitive format, a lot of strong players. Not such a high turnout that time, but first time in Johns Creek, I went 3-0 with a deck, right? So I think that was a great send-off to send KO out and never play him again. Because, he's going to LL before we even get into the second week of everything that's coming up. But it was a good send-off. I did, on my very last time, play against Andrew Cook. Would you say that he's the best Prism player in the world, or at least the well-known? He's card guys, went top 8 in the world with his Prism deck. Like, he's really well-known.
Top 8 at Nationals. Like,
oh, yeah.
The thing is that, like, you can't really name a Prism player who has like a better resume with specifically Prism, I think is like the main thing to say about it.
Yeah. But man, like sitting down across from him, I know KO's incredibly favored into that matchup. Like it's almost like a 20-80, right? In the favor of KO, right?
Oh, it's better than that for KO. As somebody that's had to test with him dozens of times playing that matchup, it is so bad for Prism.
Man, I tell you what though, I learned a lot of things just seeing how Andrew would navigate that matchup. And I was like, dang, like he did the thing where I kill an angel and it gets destroyed and deals the damage to me and goes into his soul. Right? With I can't remember the
Merciful Retribution.
yeah, that's the one, right? I was like, I've never seen that crap happen to me before. I was like, what is going on? He had 3 cards of soul. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah, did you like pop a Phantasm and then be like, wait, you get a Figment?
Oh, you dude, it was. I've never seen, and that's the thing with prison players. You really need, you really need to play across the seat from good ones because that's the only way you can really know the depth of that character or that class. Now, it's kind of ironic that we're mentioning prison because I know we're going to talk about that later on as a love-hate relationship. But so it was good. It's good to see kind of like the person that pilots this. Well, how he executes it, right? So I thought that was pretty interesting. I did still beat him, but man, if he didn't brick, right, he bricked hard, like all D reacts and nothing he could play as far as attacks go. That's the only reason I pulled it back, right? So it was good. Yeah, and set K off that way. So still working on my tough nut, Andrew, as you keep on reminding me. It most likely will not happen because my other decks are just better currently.
Oh,
But I still
someone doesn't want to drink.
well, here's the thing.
That's good for you. Clearing
I
your
have
alcoholism.
a deck's name. I'll give you a little clue to what my rock is like. It's called No Block Rock.
Mm.
So
Don't you have to have an empty hand to swing rock?
you sure do, right?
So how would you swing rock if you don't block?
So you want to let me give you some of my spicy texture? So it's called No Block / Rock. So what you do is you use all your cards as front pumps
Oh, so
and
you're
beat
playing it
chests.
sort of like it's like Dagger Mario, I guess you could say, or
Yeah,
Goat
except
Called Orinthia. Yeah,
there you go.
it's Goat's Called Tough Nut.
Yeah. Anyways,
It's
I'm
such
not
an
saying it's
awful
good.
concept. I'm not either.
It's not good, but it's something to play around with. Anyways, we'll continue on. There's a whole bunch of stuff I can tell you about that tough nut. Let's get to the main topic, Andrew. First topic: how we fell in love with Flesh and Blood. So I'm going to ask you a couple questions, and after you answer, I'll go ahead and answer myself. And for our viewers, if you have a little poignant answer yourself, put it down in the comments below. What was your first Flesh and Blood love? First hero, first armory event. What was it?
Whoa. Yeah, so like my first hero in Flesh and Blood was Bravo's Showstopper. Because back in the day, there were only like 4 heroes to choose from, and so somebody showed Crippling Crush. I was like, "Oh, bro, I want to play that. That card looks good."
Yeah,
It says
big
11
power.
on it,
Yeah,
and yeah, I played him for a long, long time. Like it's probably until like what was it, 2022 when Starvo came out. I had to swap to Starvo, but that was still Bravo.
yeah. It was just strictly a better upgrade.
Yeah, and
So.
then like after a bit, they hit Autumn's Touch, and so I stopped playing Starvo. Then I swapped to Shane. But yeah, that was like a solid like probably 3+ years straight of just only playing Bravo.
Wow. I don't think I ever realized that you're a Bravo main starting out. I always associated you with Rune Blades or Wizards. Well, I don't think it's any secret. My first Flesh and Blood love was Rhinar. And once I hit the dice for Scab Skins, it was like all you wrote for a toxic
More
relationship.
relapsing.
Dude, I'm telling you. So what was the moment you had where it made you realize that this game was different? Like, you always had that moment in a relationship where you're like, oh, she's the one. What was that moment for you in Flesh and Blood?
Yeah, that was a lot hard because like I didn't really have like a lot of like insane moments. It's just that like I never had any bad moments. I guess you could say is a better way to think about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So you went to it and you were already straight into the marriage. No bad moments. No bad moments is good moments.
Yeah, you're supposed to like have a fight in a relationship
Yeah,
eventually,
sure.
and that happened.
Yeah.
But it took more than a year, and that's kind of
Sure.
hard.
So actually, I think it was for me the love of the community first because I realized when I was actually showing up to the Armory how different everyone was compared to some of the other TCG crowds I was in. I was like, okay, I can get used to this. So it's a little bit of a, it's a little bit of a different crowd. So I like that. What mechanic made you especially fall for the game itself?
Okay, this is gonna date me a little bit, but the concept of like the second cycle and like not even like pitch stacking exactly, but I guess you could say like maintaining front density into the late game was just like something that was like so fun for me, especially like in regards to Bravo, because Bravo has like these insane attacks that like once you get off, you just kind of win the game on the spot. But or at least you feel like it until you draw a hand that's 4 blues and you go, I can't win. This sucks. And so like, you know, like the main point of Bravo is you would like try to set up a way to get away with just non-stop bangers after bangers. Like when I played Starvo, one of my I was playing like a different variant than like the normal Starvo variants you would see, where it was a lot more like Oldhim, where it was very pitch stack focused, where you would like set up Starvo fuses every single turn for second cycle. It's like that was amazing because you just felt like a god because you were like free card 13ing your opponent every single turn, if not something more disgusting.
Do you feel like the game slowed down a lot, or sorry, sped up so much since then that it's hardly ever that you get into the second cycle, or do you feel like the second cycle still exists and people really should learn how to fall in love with that second cycle mechanic where you pitch deck your cards, wait until they get to that moment?
Yeah, like I think Flesh and Blood like in general has sped up, but I don't think it's like sped up as much as people like want to like think it does. Like at the end of the day, like if you play like an Earth Hero, you're probably reaching second cycle. You're playing Pleiades, you're probably reaching second cycle.
Okay. And then I don't know, the mechanic that made me fall in love with the game for the first time, probably Intimidate. Like I know people say that that's crap, but you know when you're playing against monsters, right? Literally, like you need luck to win, right? And for 3 months I didn't win, right? So like first 3 months I'm just getting my teeth kicked in. So you know, but I still like that mechanic, even though people are like, oh, I get my cards back, it's not a big deal. But it just changes the way players have to think about their turns and how they're blocking the cards they need to give up, things like that. So I kind of like that mechanic a lot. It's such a goofy mechanic that it resonates with me. So now, when did you realize that you were in too deep with this game? I'm not talking balls deep. I'm talking about like romantically in too deep with this, like too connected.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not in too deep. I can quit anytime.
Can you?
Totally.
Yeah. So it sounds like a healthy relationship, right? So
no,
okay.
I never have moments where I'm like, man, it's been 2 days since I played. I'm bored. You need to get back in.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I can actually see sometimes when my mood shifts. Like, man, if I don't kill someone in a game, I'm gonna kill someone in real life, right? So I need to get some flesh and blood going. Hey, that new commercial came out. Like it was like a couple days ago with them hitting. You seen that, the live action like the Dash starter decks or not Dash starter decks, but the Silver Age decks.
Oh yeah, I know. That was a pretty cool, like old school style commercial.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
Yeah,
I liked it.
You know, I wasn't from that generation of commercials like that, and so you know, it's pretty cool to watch old people be like, "Wow, that's my childhood right there." Like, wow, that's.
So
cool,
Andrew, did you find that cringe, or did you find like, oh, okay, I can appreciate that? Because I sent it to an older friend of mine, and he was like, "That's pretty cool."
I found it funny.
Fair. I don't know. Realized I was in too deep when my wife asked me, "Do you need to get more cards?" Like, yes. And I have boxes of cards, like bulk, just lining up the shelves because I like it. Right, like those, you know, five rows, like 6 deep, you know, and I organize them because it's very cathartic for me. Well, I try it, but now they're in just big giant stacks on a table,
Oh, yeah,
a 6-foot foldable table. I actually put away my bed, so I had another room for a 6-foot table, so I could lay cards on there.
Where do you sleep?
I sleep on the couch. I don't, for some reason I can't sleep in the bed, man. Like I don't know if you like, this is a little bit too much, but I guess we're at that part. So I have sleepwalking issues, right? And I have insomnia.
Okay.
So when one triggers or the other triggers, it's really disruptive, right? I find that if I always end up on the couch anyways. I don't remember how I get there. So I just start my night on the couch. Like, fuck it. If I'm gonna be here, I might as well just save me the trip. So I fall asleep on the couch and I wake up on the couch. So it's the one way I feel like you learned something new about me.
Yeah, Will Lore goes deep.
Yeah, Will goes deep. All right. So again, what was your first big win? Or your first heartbreak?
Oh, first big win. Probably, I think it was like a skirmish in, I think it was season 3. You can actually find like a deck tech I did for that on the Card Guys YouTube channel of me playing Oldhim.
Oh.
Yeah, that was like back during Blitz. It was like right after Tales of Aria came out. And basically at the time, you know, I played like exclusively Bravo, and I'm like, oh, finally a new Guardian. I'm gonna go have fun with like this Oldhim guy. And so like I just made like Oldhim, and I'm like, wow, attacking with this deck is like not good. What if I just only block for like the entire game? And so I just built like Fatigue Oldhim.
That's great.
And yeah, so like the Blitz meta at the time was like dominated by like Dorim and
Mm.
like I and Shane, and those were like all decks that Oldhim was pretty good against. Turns out, it's like I ended up
Actually,
winning that skirmish.
do you think that was your first major win with
Yeah.
Oldhim and blocking? So now
Oh, I
that's
hate that deck too. By the way.
but now that Silver Age is here, though, and Oldhim could run all the yellow block fours from Master Park Guardian. Let me tell you a story at the end of this, Andrew. I just remember when I mentioned that damn set. All right, I'm done with it. That's I'm. Anyways,
You
so
talking about, is this being recorded or not recorded when we
no,
talk
no, no,
about
no.
it?
We'll talk about this on record because I want
All
Sinclair.
right, I'll add it. I'll add a note to the
Okay,
entry.
I want Sinclair to listen to this, right? Anyways, so Silver Age Oldhim now block fours, but he didn't make the top 8 circuit, right? Do you still think he's competitive now, doing the same technique, block, block, swing, hammer?
I think Solar Age is like a different form because like a lot of the big point of that deck was that Crown of Seeds is a messed up card. That's all that deck was doing, was just activating Crown of Seeds every turn and blocking with Rampart,
Yeah,
and then Ice React whenever your opponent tries to have a good turn.
yeah. Let's see, what was my first big win? I think it was actually the Rosetta release weekend down in Florida. I went there, and it wasn't a big win to anyone else except for me. But again, I tell this story, but I got my teeth kicked in so much when I first started. I thought I was a shit player, dude, and I just didn't realize how strong everyone is. In fact, our meta is so strong that every new player that comes in, I tell them, "Hey, you're going to lose a lot, right?" And that's normal, right? Get prepared for it, but you'll
Yeah.
start winning. I went down to
Mm-hmm.
Rosetta release weekend, and I went to a side event with Astilio, and was the first one in our group that went down there to get 4-0 with Astilio. Right? I was like,
Right.
oh, so it's not me. I'm not a
Yeah.
dumbass.
Yeah, going 4-0 in side events is like always fun. I remember like at Worlds, like I bombed Worlds, and so I'm like, screw this, going back to the hotel room, get lunch, get really drunk, and I'm like, oh, I signed up for a side event for like high seas, like sealed. I need to do this, and I play that format a ton.
Yeah.
So like I just like get back to the convention center, like show up, do the event, and like make my deck in like 5 minutes. And I'm 4-0 with that. Like last round, I'm like, oh, I need to go get dinner.
Yeah.
And like everybody else is like, bro, you have to play it out. You're free out. I'm like, okay, I guess I won't drop. I killed my opponent in like 7 minutes. It didn't even matter. It was awesome.
That's great. I'm telling you, man. Like, and sometimes that's the thing. Like these large tournaments, and I think we said that several times on this channel, where if you're not a big competitive player, but you still want to play, go to the side events, man. You do win, and you get a lot of good stuff with it. Like those cold foil tokens hold value pretty well, and they go for at least $100 when you try to sell them or offload them,
Yeah, no,
depending.
like
So
if you're somebody that like legitimately does not believe that you're capable of making day two,
yeah,
just go to an event and plays like side events instead.
yeah,
Like it's kind of like, feels bad to go to a calling to not actually play in the calling. But like at the end of the day, you're going to have a lot more fun just
yep,
playing side events, and you're also going to get a lot more reward, for lack of a better description.
yeah. I mean, that's what I did, and I think now I'm trying to get to a calling with a competitive deck. Tough Nut ain't it, guys. I'm gonna let you know that. I'm gonna tell us to work on him, but all right. So now that's how we fell in love, right? Let's move on to red flags and toxic traits, right? So round one, what's our light red flag? So let me ask you, Andrew. I know your answer, but I want you to tell it to the world. I want this to be a podium, a soapbox for you to vent. What mechanic makes you question everything, especially about what is it thinking? You have to finish Spectra. You heard it here first, right? So tell me more about Spectra. Why is that such a bad mechanic?
So in Monarch, there was this card called Luminaris that said all of your auras are weapons that cost 0 and attack for 1, and all of your illusionist attacks get go again if you have a yellow card in pitch. And this card is bullshit. I hate it so much, because Spectra is this cool little mechanic where you have this aura that can only be destroyed by your opponent attacking it. And so what that meant is that if you played a hero like Bravo Showstopper, for example, that only attacks once per turn, you have like no counterplay to this mechanic. It was really messed up. Some of the least fun I've ever had in a card game ever.
And so you were such hit with this toxic relationship back in the day that it still permits this to now. It's like you're viewing your relationship with LSS with this one thing. So it's like cheating. People don't do it. But anyways, so what is this like? You're friends with Andrew Cook? You played enough of his Spectra VS, right? I mean,
Yeah, it is really funny that I'm just one of the best prison players in the world, and we hang out a lot because he plays the the hero I hate the most. In
so
this
you don't
game.
mind beating up on it then? So you're like,
Oh,
yeah, you
yeah. Well,
hate
one of the
it.
things I learned is that one thing you can do is you can just play decks with a good prison matchup, and that solves a lot of your issues.
So I think we're getting a little bit of look into your mind grapes here, Andrew, where it's if you know it's a red flag if Evan and Chris like the hero, so you won't stay away from it, and
Yeah,
you need a hero that's great into Prism regardless.
yeah. That's the entire reason why I played Shade.
Yeah, I can see
I was
that.
like, "What's Prism's worst matchup?" And I'm like, "Oh, Shade."
So I guess would that also be like one of the most frustrating design decisions ever that LSS created with the Spectrum mechanic, or was there another one that kind of seconds it?
Yeah, that's probably the most annoying one. Although another one that was really annoying, I think, is old Dash, like Dash Inventor Extraordinaire. Like the combo of induction chamber, Teclo plasma pistol, and plasma purifier. Like that annoyed me so much. So for those who don't know, because she's been gone for a while now, Dash Inventor Extraordinaire lets you start the game with an item of cost 2 or less in play. And so you choose Induction Chamber, which is just an item that lets you pay 1 to put a counter on it, and then once returned, you can remove a counter from it to give a gun attack, not gun, a pistol, completely different. Guns are not pistols, according to LSS. Give a pistol attack, go again. And then Plasma Purifier is similar, and it gives the gun +1. I mean, pistol, completely different. And the Teclo Plasma Pistol is just 1 cost weapon to attack for 2, basically. But it's one of the few cards in the game that doesn't have, that once per turn
Yeah.
thing on it for a weapon.
Do you think
And
this is a
so,
mistake? Like, do you think they like kind of did what they did with the Aurora thing, where they forgot to put that here and they just didn't
oh
want to
no,
admit
they
it?
very clearly knew what they were doing.
Okay, okay.
Because they're like, oh yeah, Dash very clearly has a fatigue issue, so we'll give her induction chamber to solve it. And so all it meant is that you would put 2 plasma purifier, 2 induction chamber in your deck. And Dash's deck list was 60 mechanologist cards that were really good at aggroing people down. Your 5 pieces of equipment, and then you had 15 other cards that were 2 induction chamber, 2 plasma purifier, and then 11 defense reactions. Maybe 10 if you had to play your arcane barrier.
Mm.
And
So
it was so easy to play too.
yeah, man. So how did people kind of combat this? What was the mechanic? What did they do to get over it?
So obviously, if you're an aggro deck, the answer is just kill them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you were Bravo, for example, this was Spectra before Spectra. It was so obnoxious. At one point, this was the best deck in Blitz. When Blitz first started, Dash just playing Induction Chamber was just the best deck.
Yeah, I think let's see the mechanic that made me question everything. I don't have any serious hate things with that. I think maybe it's probably the pull rates of some of these sets, right? Like Master Pack Guardian. I have a very love-hate relationship with that set, and in fact, I think I'm done with it. All right, but the mechanic, so it's why are the pull rates so crap on a set that people don't want to get, right? Because the cards, they're good, but they're not great enough, right? So I'm hopefully the Master Pack or the Master Series that they have coming out will be a little bit better. I'm hoping, and the Smash Palace, although I think the mechanic was great, they didn't really support a lot of the UPF stuff, which is pit fight, yeah, pit fighting. So it's kind of like their side games are designed for fun. And then I heard about this solo game that they're trying to come out, and where's that at? It's empty promises. If you're going to take out the trash, take out the damn trash.
Pick up on that one.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just that. That's kind of thing. If you're going by cards, I do like what they're doing with the reprints. I like how they're kind of, but I feel like sometimes the pull rates still are a little bit hit or miss sometimes. All right, so that was light red flags. Not too bad considering. But let's talk about real talk. Right? Has the meta ever made you question your love for this game?
Yeah. So speaking of Dash being the best hero in Blitz, that is the only time I've taken a break from Flesh and Blood.
No shit. I did not realize that.
Of Blitz, because it was literally a one deck format.
I don't think I ever knew that, dude. You actually took a break from the game for 3 months, 6 months.
Yeah, Blitz dropped. It was also right when COVID dropped, so it wasn't I was being able to play anyway because
Mm-hmm.
you'd have to do webcam games back then. Yeah, do you believe there was a time when Talishar didn't exist? Do you know what we did when Talishar didn't exist to play Flesh and Blood?
Then you gave us the answer, webcam, like web dating.
Do you know what else we did?
No, what?
We played Tabletop Simulator.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, no, like there were skirmishes held on Tabletop Simulator back in the day,
No kidding.
and you'd get cards that are like worth hundreds of dollars for doing them. And I didn't do that because Dash was that toxic, and I, looking back at it, should have done that. That was free money.
Yeah. No meta for me. Like I haven't lived through the toxic times you guys got. Like I look back and I hear old man Evan and Andrew. You guys talk about these heroes and how degenerate they were in the format, like Luminaris Prism, Starvo, Icelander, Oldhim, like which weren't bad, but they had the Crown of Seeds and all the stuff we hear talk about. And then even like Chain. Like we played enough LL to know how toxic these heroes can be, especially compared to some of the heroes that are still here from back in those sets.
Toxic. He's a
What's
good
it? Chain?
He's
Don't worry.
misunderstood.
Well, he's taking a season off, right? It's fine. Then he'll take 2 seasons.
He's just
right?
like going home, saying hi to like grandma, you know.
I bet you Chain's reborn, or Viscerai's going to be reborn in the next set. But anyways, maybe he's Chaos. We'll find out. Chaos Runeblade.
Did you know that Chain is a 4th generation Solanian exile? Yeah. These are fun things I learned yesterday.
So, you know what I'm surprised about, Andrew? That you have the mind space to actually remember that stuff. You know, like I don't remember
that it for a solid 10 seconds.
I don't even know the 9 planets are our solar system, dude. So I have no clue. 2? I don't know. It's 8 or 9. Anyways, so going on.
There are 8 now. Pluto's not a planet.
Pluto's considered a dwarf planet. So yes, technically not a planet, but has planet in the word. So.
There are more than 1 dwarf planet in the solar system.
I guess that's true.
It gets big real fast if you include.
So, okay. For the meta for me, never questioned it. I came in after all that stuff. I liked it. I thought it was fair. I started heavy hitters meta, and, you know, it's really been, even, like, the one time I was, like, stuck at work for 3 months. And that was when Zen and New and Enigma came to the rise, the Mistville Heroes. And I wasn't around for that. So even I skipped that part, and then I came back after. So
I could have. Actually, no, I don't. I top 16 nationals during that meta. That was
did you really?
Yeah, but I played Azalea. It was awesome. You played Red Legend before?
Oh, by the way, in my compendium, I opened a young Marvel Azalea. So is she viable on Sage?
Yeah. Well, yeah, people like Azalea.
Okay. Well, then maybe
I don't like her in Silver Age too much because her playstyle is.
Not
it looks identical, but I swear it's different, man. Trust me.
Yeah, I believe you. Okay, so no questions about the meta for me, and you know, anything stressful about the game right now? Like I say this as like any stressors in your relationship with Flesh and Blood?
Ooh, Silver Age right now is really scary to me because this is very clearly Ellis putting all of their eggs in one basket, and you know, if this format ends up being really bad. That is scary for the future of the game.
Yep. But I do love how they did say we could vote off specific heroes, and I like that a lot. I think that's going to help, at least with some seasons. Right? And then it'll just ban heavily the other seasons where the hero cough chain comes back, you know?
Well, one thing that's like kind of annoying to me though about that is what does that do when the issue is a problem card that they don't really feel like banning? Like I think the biggest poster child for this right now is Decimator Great Axe.
Hey,
obviously
my hero.
What?
That's my hero. I know people think it's either Olympia or Dorinthia, but no, Decimator Great Axe is my hero.
Yeah, it is the hero. Like obviously, like Dorinthia is probably like the best shell for it because Refraction Bolters lets you swing it twice in one turn with Dorinthia's hero ability. But like, you know, if they like hero ban Dorinthia, like, bro, Fang is like at worst B tier in this format just because he has the warrior card pool on him. Yeah, the one format that we have where having warrior as your like text box is not a debuff. Not taking long enough.
I mean, I like it. Okay, so I never really thought about DGA, but it's not to me. It's okay. I mean, I'm playing a DGA build, obviously. So either that or Reinar. So we'll see how that goes. I might switch over from Olympia to Dorinthia only because prettier to look at. I guess I got the anime version of Dorinthia. Might as well use it, right?
Ooh,
as a space.
The adult one.
Yeah. But I'll still use it. We can switch them out if they need a question about it. But yeah, nothing stressful about the game right now. Yeah, I mean, even when Gravy and Syndra and everything else was running amok, I didn't find it to be problematic. It was fun for me to try to solve that puzzle for the deck I was running at that time. But, I know other people weren't enjoying it as I was, at least. All right. So we talked about how we fell in love with the game, the red flags, possible toxic traits. Now we're going to rapid fire what I like to call the newlywed game, Fab Edition. Right? All right. So I'm going to fire these. Don't think about them too hard. Just come off the cuff with it, Andrew. This is nice and fun. After you answer these questions, I'll go ahead and answer them. If you'd like to ask me them, and then we could go that way, right? And this is probably why Evan skipped off the podcast tonight, because he knew he would just talk about Alexi is sexy and Bay all day, right? So, like him in his chair, like watching Alexi, do Lexi things, right? So
no. You know what? Okay, so for like calling Seattle, I like went to his house the night before so we could go to the airport together, and I'm like, bro, show me something. What do you watch? And he shows me this like cartoon or whatever on Netflix called Scissor 7, and the main character's name is literally 6'7". And like I have no idea what's happening, and he's like, bro, it's so good. And I'm like,
was Scissor 7? Holy crap, there's so many seasons.
I know, that's what I said too.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, it's like some Chinese series.
It's a manhwa, yeah. No kidding. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he like showed me like the Chinese dub too, and I'm like, can I watch this in English? I'm American. We're not allowed to understand other languages. So pay attention to like the amount of anime I've watched.
I think I learned something about Evan a little bit. Oh, that's crazy. Okay, so rapid fire. You ready?
All right.
Hero you'd marry.
Ooh, actually, I think Valda's a good one.
Okay, Muscle Mommy, I love it.
Yeah. No, it was like yesterday. I realized I think Valda is like the kind of like woman who's just like happily married for 10 years, but you never know.
Yeah.
She like just would never bring it up, but she'd be like, "Yeah, I've just been like married."
And you know what? She's a partier. She's a drinker. She'll break your head if you get too far, but she's a fun time. Yeah. I like that answer, Andrew. Okay, hero you would block from your text.
Oh, block my text?
Yeah.
If we're talking about heroes to block, Dio is up there.
Okay. You think she's being a little chatty natty?
Yeah, but Prism, obviously the most.
Okay. Hey, she's just trying to preach the word, I guess. All right, toxic ex-hero.
Oh, probably Vincent. She's the one that, like, the more I think about her, I'm like, she'd be so fun if she was just good. She looks cool sometimes, but she's never good.
Fair. Most overrated hero?
Kasai.
Interesting.
I don't know what it is about Kasai players, but like without fail, they always tell me how Kasai's the best hero. And every time a set drops, they're like, bro, trust me, this is the card breaker.
Okay. Most underrated hero?
Oh, I actually have no clue on that one.
All right, so yeah, I'll give you a pass. Best set ever?
Rosetta.
Worst set ever?
Oh, worst set ever? Bright Lights or Park the Mist Veil.
Okay. A card that gives you relationship PTSD.
Arclit Sentinel.
Very good. Okay. Yeah, rapid fire me, and then we'll go to the next round of this.
All right. What hero would you marry?
Ooh. See, I asked you these questions, and I wouldn't know. So let me shake it out and get ready, because there's so many heroes to choose from. I think I would like to marry. The father was such a good answer, but I'm going to choose different answers than you, Andrew. So, but I like the party vibe. Who's a party hero out there?
Party hero Yorick.
Yorick? Who the hell's Yorick?
Melody?
Melody. Let's go Melody sing along. Right? Yeah, I like that. Hero you'd block? God, Vincent, man. I don't think I want to pit up with that. No, you know what? Fuck that. Viscerai. Or no, Chain. Because that little... Yeah, dude. Come on. You can't tell me he looks emo. He'd be complaining. He'd be sending me texts. Everyone hates me.
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, he's like one of those dudes where like you try to break up with him and he'd be like, "I'd kill myself."
Yeah.
Like, oh god damn it! Do I want to be responsible for this?
Right. Like toxic, blocked, not even responding to it. Okay, let's go chain. Toxic ex-hero. Ooh, you know what? I'm gonna say Prism on this one. Different from the way you said it, because I feel like it'd be a good time and then it'd be a rug pull. And all of a sudden, she tried to allude to us having a good time, traveling the world of Wrath together, and then all of a sudden, no, let's go ahead and talk about the Solana preaching monastery.
That's how I feel. Like,
That's
Like, she'd be like one of those like girls that just doesn't bring up religion for like
and
a like an hour, and then like you go home with her, and she's like, "Actually, you need to join my religion to marry me." And you're like, "What the hell?" Also, all our kids have to be,
yeah, yeah.
our religion, and I want 8 kids. You're like, bro, I can't afford 2, and you want 8?
Now, toxic
What
extra. I think that would be it. I think that's.
about most overrated hero?
Ooh, I would have to say. Oof, this is a hard one. Most overrated hero. I loved your answer, Kasai, because that is so true. It's like, they're like, to me, Kasai players that, take. I know you want to unsubscribe or smash a comment down below, but they're like the people that try to call you up and try to up your car warranty. It's just,
Oh god, they
it's just,
do sound like that.
just a little bit, right? Trying to, like, look, I get Kasai's good, and yes, she whips my ass all the time, but I'm with you, Andrew. But let's say if it's a most overrated hero, I would say that's a hard one because there's not really a lot of overrated heroes. I would say that's a tough one, man, because I think you hit it on the head with the Kasai
This
thing.
one, you want to pass on?
I'll pass on this one, but the most underrated hero, I'm gonna say
Who is it?
my boy, Tough Nut.
But you think Tough Nut's
Underrated.
underrated?
No, it's also revived KO. I think he's really good, and a lot of people are not playing him. I also think, Reiner, he's still a good pick. I mean,
I think like for you just think Brute's better than. Is Leviah also underrated?
well, I gotta be honest with Levi. I'm just not sure about Leviah. I haven't, I
That's
haven't,
good.
I haven't played yet a lot with her. So, I'm trying to figure out the brutes in general, and the Levi is like a brute plus shadow. So, yeah,
I don't know, but what's the best set ever?
I gotta say heavy hitters only because I started that set and it's very nostalgic for me. Right? I know it's pure numbers, but for me, I think that was good to start with it. And it has some of my favorite heroes in there. KO, Olympia. I mean, Olympia's not good, but still, KO and Olympia are from that set. So,
Yeah, no. How about the worst set ever?
Master Pack Guardian.
Oh, really? Can you tell us a story about Mastery Pack Guardian that would make you believe it to be the worst set ever? Or are we waiting
Well,
for later for that story?
we'll wait for later. And it's not really. I don't really hate it. It's just I think for what you get out of it, it's not as great as it could be compared to all the other sets. Even Mistfall, because Mistfall at least had some great cards I would use outside of Mistfall heroes, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure. Okay, how about cards that give you relationship PTSD? Or just a card,
man. I would still say Dorinthia is probably my hero that gives me the most triggered PTSD, only because I remember getting whipped so bad, and then she still gets that dominate card that I forget about sometimes, and I use my equip way
Oh,
too early,
Kaiser
right?
Termination. Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, Dorinthia is like so annoying because, like, Dorinthia is not a good hero, but man, when you lose to Dorinthia, it's the most like, wow, guess I lost.
It's also I would say I'm gonna go back to the hero you marry. I would also say Bolton. I feel like that man could wrap you up in a gentle hug, and it's a little different from Prism, where I just feel like, that's a guy that would take care of you. He'll put gas in your car and, bring food on the table. Like, I
Yeah.
kind of want to be protected
Well,
sometimes.
well, one problem you have to know about Bolton is that his
Is this from
wife
Zach?
is dead.
Oh, his wife is dead, so he's
Yeah,
single?
you know the card Spirit of Arena?
What was it?
Spirit of Arena? Like his
Yeah, yeah.
legendary specialization? Yeah, that's like a necklace from like his dead wife.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, he also has like a son. Didn't know about that. I knew about the wife thing. But yeah, no, Bolton is the
Yeah.
hero in Flesh and Blood canonically have children. Like
No
you think the
kidding.
Emperor would have children on account of, being the Emperor and stuff, but no, he didn't. He never will. He's dead.
Interesting. Did not know that. Oh, that's okay. Yeah,
I
so
know. I learned a lot this week, man.
yeah, that's great. All right. So I think we got a lot of good answers from that. It's a little fun thing. Maybe we'll bring it back next year. I asked Evan and Ning about it. So let's go ahead and why we stay. But let's bring back to the positive, right? What keeps you coming back, Andrew?
The wonderful community that we have created.
Yeah, that's true. It's pretty good.
Which, yeah, no, like I've been here for a very long time because, like, when I started, this community did not exist.
Yeah.
It has been an experience to actually create this.
That's great. I mean, I think I reaped a lot of the hard work that you guys put in. Like the meta where we're at, just the people helping each other out, even though they'll kick your teeth in, they'll still help you get better. And that's what I really like. I don't want someone to hold my hand. I want someone to teach me. So
Yeah.
yeah, I like that. And then you think the game is healthier now than when you first started? I mean, I know you started back in WTR, but
Yeah, like when Wraith dropped, like I did not have that much confidence in the game.
Interesting.
Yeah, like I really like the limited environment. That was like the main thing that like spoke
Hmm.
to me. And so like I was like for the first few months trying mainly to play limited.
So, what does Fab do better than any other TCG currently?
Well, I mean, the easy answer is appeal to budget players with the brand new format Silver Age, which I mean, like, what other game can you name where you can like I know like we meme like the pre-con decks
Yeah,
because like it's pretty easy to trash talk them because like they're not like the greatest things ever, but at the end of the day you can buy a pre-con deck, change like maybe 10 cards,
hmm.
and probably win a pro quest with it.
So they actually do have your endorsement. Well, some heroes at least.
Yeah, like no, like I think like this format, like if they succeed with it, it's going to be like the big major draw of the game. It's
I
just
agree
like,
with it.
look, this is a game where you do not have to have money to play it to like win prizes. Like
Hmm.
was it like calling London was just won by Briar.
Hmm.
That guy's deck was less than $30.
Yeah, that's great, dude.
He won thousands of dollars or whatever the British equivalent is. That they don't use real money there in that
That's
land.
pounds. It's all
Yeah.
monopoly money.
Boston Tea Party happened for a reason, man. Never forget.
Right? I mean, hell, they make good beer though. But go on about that, but go ahead.
The Irish are better anyway.
All right. So, okay, what does Fab need to do to keep you long term though?
So obviously, step one is ban Prism. Step two
You'll have
is
your chance
never
soon.
reprint Prism.
Okay.
But more realistically, I think just do a good job of like introducing new heroes that aren't inherently problematic upon entry, and then
Hmm.
printing cards to elevate them. Like Acilio is like a fantastic example of this, where at release Acilio was one of the like bottom tier heroes, and now like he's a very fun deck that's like actually interesting, and like that was just purely through meta shifts from heroes hitting with legend and also just printing good cards to fit inside of the deck.
Yeah. Yeah, they've tuned him over the course of the time, and people were still winning with him. He was a lot more variants, had a lot more variants back then. But I remember people still kind of winning with him, right?
Yeah, like
So,
I think it's fun whenever like a set comes out and we're like, this set's not impacting the meta at all, and then a year later we're like, this is all we think about.
fair. All right. And then last question, where do you hope the game is in 5 years? Like, where do you see you and your
um,
relationship with this game in 5 years?
Hopefully world champion, also national champion, also calling champion.
Okay. All right.
But
I mean,
more realistically,
well, you're bridesmaid for several of those for a long time going into it.
uh,
Like, top eight at least in all those events, except for the worlds,
uh,
right?
no, I have a top 8 at nationals. I got top
Uh,
16. Yeah, but by the way, quick thing. So
hmm.
whenever you get 16th at an event, you say you top 16. Whenever you get 9th at an event, you said you got 9th at it. Quick little trick, by the way.
Yeah, I love it. I
If
love
you're
it.
ever like wondering how to make yourself sound better,
Yeah, that's
quick
good.
little
That's good.
trick, put on your resume.
Fantastic. All right.
Like I just hope like the game just continues succeeding. Like where it
Hmm.
is now versus 5 years ago is like mind blowing.
Yeah, fair. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, you can always look back and reflect in the past to see like kind of that trajectory, and even if the whole firm and like Silver Age, a lot of people are saying it's like really Flesh and Blood 3.0. You're right, Andrew. They're putting a lot of emphasis on the set and on this actual format, right? Kind of like they thought about Blitz and said, okay, we fucked up Blitz. Let's go ahead and make it better.
I mean, like something to keep in mind is like we only talk about Blitz now, like in a quote unquote bad way.
Yeah.
In a modern context, when Blitz came out, like sure, like it had a rocky start with Dash, but like
Yeah.
it was like the premier way to play Flesh and Blood for a very long time. Back when like the game first started, it was hard to get 3 ofs for every single card, and so just being able to like get 2 ofs was like the budget thing that Blitz was. And back at the time, I'm like, Blitz, this is such a high variance format in comparison to classic constructed, clearly inferior, game's dead.
Hmm.
And now people are saying the exact same thing about Silver Age. It's not at all crazy to think that like we're gonna look at Silver Age in 5 years and be like, okay, this was clearly a net positive for the game, but
Yeah.
maybe we'll move on to something.
But it's great the way you said that, because hindsight 2020 is always that, and you had a positive relationship with Flesh and Blood with the game itself, so you can look back and remember Blitz fondly. Now, I never had an issue with Blitz. I guess I was kind of sucked at the game so much I didn't know what was going on. Swing and hope I win, and I never really did good at Blitz when it was like when we were doing those RTNs and stuff when Blitz was the main format.
You get Blitz RTNs, those skirmishes.
Oh, skirmishes, yeah, yeah. So fantastic. All right, so I guess you could ask me the questions, and we'll go to the wrap up on this.
Oh, bro, wait, we were supposed to. I didn't realize that. What keeps you coming back to Flesh and Blood?
To handle the abuse that my co-host keeps on dishing on me, you son of a bitch! How dare you? How dare you do not reciprocate
Wait,
my needs?
Back? The abuse makes you come back? Damn,
It does,
bro.
dude. I like, no, like. Here's the thing. I love. I was about to drop some. I should have. Let me phrase this. My wife would be like saying you can't air that. I was about to. Real Will was about to come out.
Send me the DMs.
So I actually love the challenge of this game, right? It's not easy for me. I have memory like, full of holes and stuff like that. But I love, and I think all the heroes are generally interesting, even the bad ones, right? This just plays everything so differently. Like, that's why
Are interesting, honestly.
like, you were playing Olympia as a meme for a while, but, I'm pretty sure in your hands, Olympia, or not Olympia, Betsy, the big old girl, and you're memeing on her and trying to play, and, I like Tough Nut, and I think Tough Nut's good. We'll see. So I like the challenge. I think that's what keeps them come back. In Pokemon, I didn't really get that, So it's two variants. Like, I don't mind variants, but I still like to know that my skill can take me over most of the time. So
next question then: is the game healthier now than when you started, when heavy hitters dropped?
I think I think it started strong. It went down a little bit with Missville because of all the issues that people had, and then it came back up. I think, like any relationship, it ebbs and flows, and hopefully it keeps on growing. And it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You still make progress. I think that's where it's at now. So yeah, I do think it's healthier now, but we had to go through some growth spurts too. So.
Oh, it's so mature of you. Well, what does Fab do better than any other TCG?
Oh God, the freaking organized play is really good, and
Ooh.
I love the tournament support. Like, honestly, I think like the prize wall is fantastic. The prizing is great. The competitive play is fantastic. Like, all that, I think they do really well. It reminds me of old school Magic when you used to see on ESPN, right? Like, I get that vibe. You know what I mean?
Old man.
Yeah, I am pretty old.
But what are your thoughts on was the Riftbound currently existing actually as like a potential competitor to Flesh and Blood in regards to that? Because they have a system where basically the best performing person at a tournament with a hero actually ends up getting a special promo version of that hero.
Yeah, I think that's good. I don't have a high hopes for Riftbound.
Oh, good, because I hate that game too.
Well,
All right,
it's I wish, like, here's the thing. The company LSS was a blank slate. Like, they didn't have like other games that they failed at, right? As a distributor goes, as like in Riftbound, they already like, I know we had issues with distribution before, but Riftbound already has several Raditz in the first set. I know they're going into the second set, so maybe it got better.
Yeah.
So let's see if they go the route of Star Wars, where that game's kind of tanking right now because they're overprinting a lot of cards and putting the valued cards in like collector sets and all that stuff. Like, there's so many videos online about that. You can look at that. And then I think if they go the more route of Flesh and Blood, their growth pains will be much like ours, distribution. And I still think that there's an issue, if I remember right, with whoever has tempo. It's hard for another person to get the tempo back, right? Where Flesh and Blood, it's always back and forth. So,
all right then. What does Fab need to do to keep you long term?
just keep those cards coming, baby. Make them pretty. Give me some freaking chaos. That's what I want. Like, give me that clown. Give me that Harlequin. I love, okay, so my handle, and it's not because I'm not a big comic book fan. I don't watch DC, but Joker loves pie, right? That was my gamer's handle for a long time, and pie is not like, it could be the apple pie that people lonely love, but that's not how I use the term pie. So, anyways, that's all I'm going to say about that, right? So it's a whole thing. So I was Joker for a long time, and then not like the Batman villain, but like just like the Jester and Harlequin. So yeah.
Oh, you like Balatro?
I never played it. Like,
how do you not play Balatro? What the?
I heard about it.
Comment below if you think Will should play Balatro.
I heard good things about
Joker.
it. Yeah.
Where do you hope the game is in 5 years, man?
I'm with you, man. Let them keep on doing what they're doing. Like, I think if this game could get, it's already past the first hurdle 5 years. let's get it to the second hurdle. Let's get 10 years going in this game, and it's going to be better than most TCGs out there. It already is, just for the longevity of this game. I think the other games that lasted 5 years plus is only Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Magic, and what else?
I mean, there are other games that have like.
That lasted 5 plus years. I don't see them. Like they either got browned, like UFS was rebranded as Cardfight. No,
Like,
not
how old
that's
is
not right.
Star Wars Unlimited at this point?
No, that one's they had the old Star Wars game, and then Fantasy Flight dropped it. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. And they rebranded it, and it's now Star Wars Unlimited or something like that. New mechanics too.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, there are other games that have like survived for like a decent bit of time, but like
Mhm.
Flesh Blood definitely feels like the fourth biggest one that survived for like 5 years. Although One Piece is close to taking that spot. And it's
How long
only
is?
by age.
Okay, interesting.
Now, hold on, how long's the One Piece card game now? It's been a while.
All right. And correct us if we're wrong to our listeners out there. If you think there's a game out there that's been around longer than, you know, I know Magic's probably been around since the longest. Like it's probably 30 years now plus.
Yeah,
So
1993.
yeah. So all right. So final question, Andrew. If you could write a Valentine's Day card to us as our flesh and blood, what would it say? I'll give you an example. Mine would say, "We love you, even when you dominate us." What would yours be?
Roses are red, violets are blue. I hate Prism. Fuck you.
That's good, dude. All right. All right.
Who
As we
built
wrap
that
this,
one, by the way?
what's that?
Will was the one that came up with that one.
But the delivery on that was perfect. So, all right. My story about Master Pack Guardian, then we'll roll out. So here's the story. I've been cracking this set, buying all these boxes since it came out November, I believe, right?
No, it's been longer than that.
Okay, and what do I always say when I open? Tommy said that this is the only set that you could crack. You could spend $2,000 and make your money back, but you have to spend
August. Damn.
August. But
Been a lot long.
you have to spend $2,000 to make your money, right? Like literally, I say this every time when people yelling at me. Why are you opening up MPG? There's so many like listen. You have to spend money to make money, motherfuckers. Let me do my thing, right? Cracking packs away. I'm the only one that gets this, but I always say it, right? And so, okay, this Armory, Andrew, you missed this shit. Sinclair comes in 30 minutes late, right? Buys one pack of cards that he pays for his Armory. You know where I'm going with this. Marvel Ley Lines of the old one.
Yep.
$400 right there. I was like, you son of a bitch. That was my card. No, but seriously, I was so jealous. But I'm happy for Sinclair. He's, well deserved. But I'm still jealous. I can't help it. That was my card. I wanted that card. Anyways, so I'm done with Master Pack Guardian. He cracked it. I'm not going for it. And here's the thing, dude. Andrew Cook cracked open the gold, silver, or the blue, silver Pleiades, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the pre-release for Super Slime, he did that.
Yeah. So it's like,
Yeah.
I was like, anyways. So I think I'm done with MPG. I'll just go on. I got what I needed from it, which is the original version or the OG version of the ley lines and the shield. I'm okay with that.
Gonna
So
play Volta?
I might sell them. I'm still debating. I have so many heroes. I'm trying to debate whether I want to keep or let go. So just at that point. But I do like Volda. Muscle Mommy, as you like her.
Yeah, I mean, if I pick Flesh Blood hero to marry it.
Wait, okay. Do you what toe and finger do you think Evan would prefer?
For Volta?
Yeah, Volda.
Hold on, let me pull up a picture of Volta here so I can keep it. Oh, actually, Volta, we can't really see the
Okay.
the
So,
toes very well.
as
It's kind of
Andrew's
confused.
as Andrew's pulling that up, I'd like to thank our listeners for sticking with us this whole time for our Valentine's Day special. There's no one else I would like to spend a Saturday night on Valentine's Day with. Me and my wife already celebrated, so she's in there watching Boy Meets World. And to our audience, go ahead, Andrew.
I think Evan would like the pointer finger on the left hand the most.
That's nice. It tickles him right in the back of the throat. I think you would like that too. Okay. All right. To our audience, who's your toxic ex hero? And again, comment down below what made you fall in love with Flesh and Blood. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I keep on forgetting to do that. And don't forget, every turn is a decision. Every decision is a story. And don't forget your damn Tunic Counter. Peace.
Peace. All right. Jeremy, I know you think we forgot to talk about the man, the myth, and the legend Kadachi 5. But no, I remembered right at the end.